Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. I am the Caffeinated Crafter and this is my Flosstube channel. It's been probably about 9 months since I posted my last video. It's been a while between work and my family and whatnot. It's just been a little crazy. So if you're returning to my channel, then welcome back. If you're new to my channel, then welcome, and I hope you like what I have to share. So today I think I'm going to do a bit of a whip parade where I kind of show you all of my projects that I have stitched on at one point or another. They are all in various stages of being completed. Some are so close and have been so close to being completed. I still look at them and I'm like, just do it, just finish it. And I haven't. So, and then also I will kind of go over with you some of the things that I'm going to be working on or going to start, things I want to start, even though I haven't finished hardly anything. I am a big believer, now that I'm in my 40s, that to stitch all the things that you love, whether or not you've finished anything else. We're never going to live to stitch everything that we ever want to. So instead of just staring at a pattern and thinking, oh, it's so pretty, I wish I could stitch it, but I haven't stitched this other thing yet, why not go ahead and start it? Then at least you can get some pleasure in starting to stitch it. So without further ado, I have a giant pile of whips here, so I need to get going on this. I'm not going to go into like a whole lot of detail about like all the fabric counts or when I started, because frankly, I don't really keep track of all that stuff, and some of these projects are probably older than some of the people that are watching this video. I think I've started a couple of these back in the 90s, I think. I'm not sure. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. So this first project, oh, I don't need to worry about showing you because I haven't even started. It's just a little kit that I had opened. My bad. All right, next project. Okay, so this is a dimensions kit. I have a mixture of some kits and some like Heaven and Earth Designs, patterns by the Cross Stitch Studio, some stuff from Dimensions and Design Works, a couple things from Etsy. I think I have one project from a couple projects from some groups I'm in on Facebook. So you'll see a wide variety of stuff. So my first whip I'm going to show you is from Dimensions. This is a kit, obviously. This is called A Whole Lotta Latte. This is stitched on black Aida. I don't remember when I started this, but it was copyright 2007, so probably 2007. 2007, you think, wow, you should be quite a ways away. No, that's all I've done. Haven't even finished the first teacup, coffee cup, whatever. But yeah, because it's a pain stitching on black fabric, and I hate it. I love the pattern. I love the colors. It's gonna look really cool when it's done because look at that thread. Isn't that pretty? It's so bright and colorful, and that's why I bought it. But I hate stitching on black fabric, so this thing might die with me. Who knows? So that's that one. Okay, next one is one that I have had. This is another Dimensions kit. This is one of my 90s projects, copyright 1997. I think this is still available. Three bird watchers, 3 little kittens in windows looking at the birds outside. I thought it was super cute. Just gonna say, where's the fabric? Here it is. And that's where I'm at with it. Got a little kitty face. So there's that one. Again, some of these I'm just gonna kind of breeze through because I haven't worked on them in a while and I have a lot of stuff to show, and I wanna at least try to get through a lot of this. When I do stitch on, whatever projects I do stitch on, I'll kind of go into more detail in my subsequent videos. This one here is, I've seen this a lot. This is still available, I believe, in the store. And I've seen this a lot in some of the Facebook groups I'm in of people who have finished this. This is Glory of Autumn from Dimensions. I'm almost done with it. All I have to do is backstitch. The thing though is I despise backstitching. I've gotten some of the backstitch done. All the cross stitching is done. So it looks like it's finished, but as you can see, you know, it does add more detail when you actually backstitch it. I'm actually thinking I'm going to take another look at this, and I don't know if I'm going to do all of the backstitching on it. I'll probably do the barn and the wheel and the little geese. I think they're geese, ducks, whatever, the birds down in the water. Probably I guess that's all of it, because it's not completely all backstitching. Yeah, so all I have left on that one to do is do the backstitching. And again, I hate backstitching, so who knows if I'm going to finish that one. This is one of my newer ones that I started. I started this maybe last year. I think I started this last year. And this is from Hands On Design, and it is called Lick the Bowl. Super, super cute. I want to say that there's a few others that go along with this. I have not gotten them. I don't know if I have the desire to get them. Pretty close to a finish on this one, actually. Now that I'm looking at it. Huh. Yeah. I'm pretty close to a finish. Yeah, so I have to, I gotta double check and see if I've gotten all the little confetti stitches with the gray, like right here. And then I have to do bowl, and then the bowls and the spoons down at the very bottom. So this one, there's a few spots that you have to backstitch as you go. And I believe I think I've been doing that. I don't know, I gotta look at it. So there's that one. That's super cute. I got this one because of my kids. Whenever we make brownies and cookies and cakes and everything, I always let them lick the beaters in the bowl, because that's what I did when I was a kid. I know they say you're not supposed to do that, but I've been doing it since I was a kid, and I'm still here. So, okay, I'm just gonna set this one aside because I can't get it back in the bag. This is another project that all I have to do is backstitching. This one is from Creative Accents, which I think might be from Dimensions. Yeah, it's from Dimensions. I guess it's like a little branch of their stuff. Wild Call in Winter. And again, all my cross stitching is done. All I have to do is backstitch. Now this was done in the 90s. This was back when it was wildly popular to tape the edges. So no comments on my tape around my edges there. But I just have to do some backstitching on the trees, and I got to double check that main wolf. I think I have a couple things to do on that one. But yeah, again, all I got to do is backstitch it. Don't want to. It's been sitting here since, I don't know, late 90s, early 2000s. Next, I'm trying to get through some of these kits before I get to my really nice ones that I really, really enjoy. This one is a Dimensions Gold collection called Holiday Village. Oh, there's a bit of a glare. There we go. I think I bought this one in the past year or two. And again, I am like, I don't know, I kind of call myself a serial starter because I start working on it and then I stop. So this is, I got to make sure I hold it up in the right direction. This is where I'm at on that. Right, I started in the middle, kind of started working my way out. That's how I started all of my projects back in the day. I would start in the center. I was a center starter, and I would kind of like, you know, just work my out, like, you know, up, down, left, right, till I got bored with it, and then I would move on to another project. This one is another Dimensions Gold collection. Back in the late 90s, early 2000s, when I was when I was into cross stitching back then, there wasn't, you know, Etsy and Flosstube and you know, I didn't know of all these other designers. All I knew was what was in my local Joann's. So bought a lot of kits that I would find there. So that's why you're seeing so many. This one is called Rocky Point. I actually really like this one. I should get back into this one. I don't even know which way to turn this. I think it's this way. That's where I'm at on that one. As you can see, another center start. I think it's that way. I'll have to really look at it before I start stitching on it again. Ow, I just poked myself with a needle. So there's that one. Oh, this is one that I've started, I would say in the past, I'd say within the past 3 years. This is a pattern I got on Etsy. This, I'm looking for the page that has the mock-up on it. This is from TV show called Friends, if anybody is familiar with it. And it's basically like all the fun, a lot of fun stuff about Friends, and I don't know where the mock-up is. Oh dear. Oh, here it is. So this is from Stitch Area on Etsy. That's what it's going to look like when it's done. I've seen this quite a bit on Facebook, so if you're on any Facebook groups and you've seen this, yeah. There is a lot of fractional stitches. I love the pattern. I'm not really digging some of the stitches I'm having to do though. This one I am actually trying to do the back stitching as I go, so I don't have to go back and do it. This is where I'm at on it. That was one of my most favorite episodes ever. The pivot episode. So that's where I'm at on that. That's another one that I would really like to kind of like get back into it, because it's just brings back a lot of memories from when I used to watch the show when it was actually like on, and I had to wait a week before I could see the next episode. So this next one, I don't really have a mock-up because there's not really an appropriate mock-up for it. This is from Stuart Cunningham from Cunning Cross Stitch. This is his Harry Potter Stitch Your Own Adventure. I'm not very far on this, but I think that the whole idea behind the project is really badass, and so I'd really like to get working on this, and I cannot wait until he puts out his next Stitch Your Own Adventure. All I've gotten is one parchment, outlined, not even completed, outlined, sort of. But basically, if you're not familiar with this, it's going to be 6 parchment papers. There's the Hogwarts castle up here with some other stuff. Down at the bottom, under the bottom 3 parchments, there's going to be, I think it's some letters from Hogwarts. I haven't looked at the whole thing, but the idea is that this first parchment is going to be the flag, your Hogwarts, whichever house you're in, your house flag. And then as you go through the chapters, there's different things that you can stitch. So if you go to his Facebook group and look at the photos of people who've actually finished it, because this was back in 2020 or 2021, no two are the same. And it is really, really cool. I absolutely love it. People are like, you know, people were adding in little bits and pieces that either they designed or they got from, you know, another pattern somewhere, and they kind of threw it in. So it's really nifty that, that no two are the same. So I don't even really have a mock-up to show you. But as you can see, I have yet to finish the first chapter. Did I start? Nope, I didn't start that one. Never mind. I'm just kidding. Okay. So this one I've had for quite some time. This is just a tiny little kit called Bless This Nest. And I thought it was really cute. It is a full coverage piece. It's my first full coverage piece I had ever done, I think. That's how far I am on it. I got a little feather and the word this. Wasn't really a huge fan of all the fractional stitches on it. So kind of stopped working on it, but it is cute. I don't know if it's some of these projects I obviously bought a really long time ago. I don't know if I'm ever going to get back to them again or not. Yeah, I don't know, because they're just not really my style anymore. This next one is another Dimensions Gold collection. It's my time, 16 minutes. Okay, I'm not doing too bad. This one is called Aurora Cabin. Again, one I've seen traveling around on Facebook quite a bit. It is very pretty. I love the Northern Lights. It's so nice. Way too cold for me to live up there, but man, I would love to see that one day. So this is where I'm at on that. Started the cabin, worked my way over to the edge, started working my way down. I think that's almost at the bottom. That might be towards the very bottom. And then I decided to start working my way up from here. So I started working my way up, but that's where I'm at on that. Okay. I just have a lot of stuff to show, so I'm trying to like fly through some of this. And again, I'm not going to show pictures of where I was at the last time, because I don't remember what I showed, when I showed, what I've worked on since my last video. I don't know. So this next one is from Cooler Designs. The designer is Sandy Orton. This is one of the seasons samplers that she has, summer sampler. She has 4 seasons total. The very first one I've ever seen was on another Flosstuber called, his name is Blitz Stitch, and he had done the winter sampler, and I absolutely fell in love with it. Oh, it was so nice. So I went on the website to get the winter sampler, and then I saw there was all 4 seasons. So I had to buy them. I had started since I'd seen the winter sampler, I kind of wanted to see how the summer and, you know, the rest of them were going to look as they were stitched. So I started the summer sampler, and then I had actually also started the autumn sampler. But my autumn sampler, I left at an ex-boyfriend's house. Like, we broke up and I never went back to get it. I was like, it was not worth it to have to see him again. So anyway, this is the summer sampler. So far, that's where I'm at on it. And again, this is another one that I think I'm going to backstitch as I go, so that I'm kind of doing this one in sections. So like I did the entire center. I did a center start on it because it's not a full coverage. I didn't feel comfortable starting in the correct spot. So I started in the center, and I just did that piece, and I went ahead and did all the back stitching, and then I just went ahead and moved over and I started doing this. So I have to finish this part, and then I'm gonna do the back stitching and then work my way from there. So that is the summer sampler. I have fabric to start spring and winter. I have to get another piece of fabric to do autumn again. Have to restart autumn. Keep getting little threads hanging off of me. Okay, we are starting to get into some of my bigger projects, so hopefully I'll be able to show them to you because they're big. This is from the Cross Stitch Studio. This is called Honeymoon Sunset. Isn't that pretty? The artist is Abraham Hunter. And I am using Pattern Keeper to help me try, so bear with me for a second. I'm going to see how far along I am on it. I gotta find it. There it is. I am 21.35% complete. I have done 120,430 stitches out of 563,981. So I think with this, I'm going to, I kind of change up the way that I stitch. So I'll go from like, you know, I'll go from like cross country to like across everything to parking to diagonal to blocks. Like I change it up. So this one does look very weird because I think I've done about 6 different methods. So this is starting in the top left corner. I think I'm going to show it to you like this. And I was paranoid that I was going to be out of fabric, even though I like quadruple checked the amount, and I counted. This is on 25 count, easy count Lugana. So what I did was I went ahead and worked my way down. As you can see, there's some parked threads there. So I worked my way all the way down. And then I'm going to go back up to the top. And then what I did was I started working my way across. As you can see, this is why I'm showing you in sections. Worked my way across. And then I started working my way back down. And once I knew that I had enough fabric, I was cool. And then I just started stitching wherever the mood struck me. There we go. So, and then this is like the middle where the sunset is. As you can see, this would probably bug some people. I don't really have any rhyme or reason to how I'm stitching it. I'm just stitching wherever I feel like it. I mean, it's like, you know, over 500,000 stitches and 100 and something, 130 colors, I think. Might be more than that. So, and then I've gotten to all 4 corners, so I just kind of am working my way into them, you know, wherever, just to get stuff done on it. But that's one of my big projects that I'm working on. I started that, I think I actually remember I started that in July of what year are we in? I started that July of 2021. 21? I think 21. Might have been 20. No, I think it was 21. Anyway, my next one is from Heaven and Earth Designs. This is from Amy Stewart. This is called The Sewing Desk, and I am 1.36% done. Let me show you. I don't have a printout of it, so let me show you what it's going to look like. That's what it will look like when it's done. And this is, figure out which way is up. This is where I'm at. I started in the center on this one. I don't know why, but I started in the center on it. I think because, I don't know, I just wanted to start in the center for some reason. I've kind of, like with my full coverages, I've kind of liked starting in a corner. But for some reason that one I started, I think because my edges were going to be kind of cutting it close, and I wanted to make sure I wasn't off by too much. This is another Heaven and Earth design that I started. I just started that one, I'd say it was this year. So it's been within the past 4 months. This one is another Heaven and Earth, I can't talk. Another Heaven and Earth design. Designer is Randall Spangler. Victorian Splendor. No, I lied. Springtime Splendor. One of his little Victorian houses. So this is Springtime Splendor. This is Springtime Splendor Max Colors. So there are 236 colors, and the count is pretty high. It's 450 by 758. I didn't even say all that on the Heaven and Earth one. I'll do that when I go over it in another video. But this one here, I just started, I'd say, within the past like month. So I'm only 0.75% done. And again, this one, the edges were kind of cutting it close, so because I didn't want to go overboard with the amount of fabric I bought. Make sure I'm doing right way up. And then, of course, as I started stitching, so anybody who is like very, anybody who's very, oh, I don't know the proper word. I'm just going to say whoever's like really anal about how they stitch, I'm going to drive you crazy, because I started stitching in the middle, and then I was, it's a lot of purple. So I started like, you know, skipping around, whatnot. And then I decided, hey, it'd be a great idea to do some parking. I don't know why. So there's some parked threads there. But I'm less than 1% of the way done with that one. But I just started that less than a month ago. So, okay, this next one is called Winter in the Village. This is from Stony Creek Collection. This is one that has all 4 seasons. I only have the winter because I was trying to limit the amount of money I was spending at the time when I bought this. So I just bought the winter one because I thought it was the prettiest one. This one I am not back stitching as I go. But I have completed this house and I have moved over to this one. So let me show you where I am with that. I have my little needle minder on here, but that's okay. So this project is one of my take with me projects. If I'm gonna go somewhere, I usually take this one with me. So that's where I am. I can't see. There we go. That's where I am on that one. And you can see I have not done the back stitching on the houses. I'm having serious thoughts if I should go ahead and go back and do the back stitching when I complete the second house, because of how I am with back stitching. Oh, this project bag was made by my mother. It's super cute. I love it. I absolutely love it. So my mom sews, she cross stitches as well. And there's little pockets, little pocket there, little pocket there. And then she made the cover, the front of it clear so I could see. Actually, this is how I normally have it when I take it somewhere. This is how I normally do it so that I know which project is in the bag. But yeah, she made that for me. Isn't that awesome? I love her. Okay, so this is another large project that I have not worked on in a while, and I'm actually having serious thoughts about restarting it because of that right there. Look at that. If I do go ahead and restart this, there's a few other things besides the fact that this thing has frayed and it is so close to the edge now. I am stitching this on 22 count hardanger, and I'm doing 2 threads, and it is bulky. Like, I can feel it, but it's pretty solid, so it's not like there's like sections of bulk, but it is kind of hard to get the needle through the thread when you're like that. I didn't even tell you what the pattern was. This is Be Still by the Cross Stitch Studio. So I'm up in that corner. This was the biggest project I had ever purchased in my entire life when I bought it. It is 979 by 737 stitches. The mock-up looked absolutely gorgeous. I've seen somebody who has stitched half of it, they stitched this half, and it looks so beautiful. So they only did like 50% of it, and then they decided to call it a day. Yeah, I kind of stopped stitching on it because I was getting frustrated with how thick it was trying to get the needle in and out, and then I was getting upset because of this part right here. So I'm having second thoughts about if I'm going to keep stitching this one as is or not. Definitely going to have to do some things to fix it, like to keep it from fraying any further and stuff. So I've just kind of like I've put that one in timeout. This next one, my mom made this for me as well. Isn't it precious? I love it. It's just a small little project bag. This next one here is a mystery stitch along that the magazine Just Cross Stitch put out in 2020. This is what it's going to look like in the end. What I thought was really cool about this was that there was different stitches in every block. Whoopsies, my bad. There's different stitches in every single block. So, you know, like satin stitch and I don't even remember all the names of them. I know there's lazy daisies in here. There's some, God, I don't even remember. I can't even go over them all. If I ever finish it, I'll write down which each stitch was and go over it in more detail. But that's where I'm at. I got to finish that bottom block, and then there's 2 blocks left, and then I'll be done. I did start this in 2020. My mother started in 2021, completed it, and fully finished it by making it into a bag, and I still have not finished this. Oh well. That's okay though. That's her, that's not me. That's what I keep telling myself anyway. Next, another one that I have all of the, I don't have the photo of this anymore. I don't know why. I don't know what I did with it. I have no idea what I did with it. But this is a Dimensions Petite Gold collection. So they're usually like on the smaller side. And this is called Christmas on the Beach. All my cross stitching is done, so you get the idea of what it's going to look like. All the cross stitching is done. I have to go, guess what? Backstitch. So all those white spots in the trees, in that Christmas tree there, those are all ornaments that I have to stitch. And I have to finish, I have to backstitch the chairs. And again, it's whatever. Okay, so this one, another project bag from my mother. I don't really have this one in there correctly because I can't tell what this is. Oh, this is from Design Works. This is Ocean ABC. I love these ABC patterns. They're so cute. I actually did complete one of these in 2015. It's hanging up over by my kitchen, and it's like basically a crafting ABC. So it's got like every letter has like a different little crafty element to it. And I did complete that one, and I have that one hanging up. Okay, my needle fell off the minder, so let me put that back on. There we go. So this one I'm back stitching as I go. So I'm working on B for butterfly fish, I think. So I have that one done. Isn't that cute? I love it. I do actually have another one of these types of kits that I'll be showing you, because if I can get through this stuff fast enough, I'm going to show you the stuff that I want to stitch. Yeah. Okay. Put this back in the correct way. Maybe. Made the mistake one time of just pulling everything out of the bags and just having the piles like of the fabric so to make my life easier. And then I went to go put everything away, and I'm like, crap. Okay, so this is another large pattern that I bought from the Cross Stitch Studio. This one is called Fairy Tale Cottage. Trying to figure out pattern keepers, sorry. This is another extremely large one, 979 by 737 stitches. And I just couldn't help myself. I could have bought a cropped version, but then it would have cut out the little waterfall over here, and I really wanted that. So I am, how far along am I? Because it's so big. I'm 2.16% complete, and this one is, I started this in December of last year, so December of 2021. So I started up in the corner. And then I decided I wanted to try to do some extreme cross country because there was like 71 to 75,000 stitches of 939. And I was like, oh, let me go ahead and do cross country. Because when you see extreme cross country where someone does like all of like 310 or 939, it looks so cool with like how it's like outline stuff. And I wanted to do that. Then I got bored with the colors. So then I started filling this in. Oh God, I can't commit to anything. So I started filling that in. So there's that one. I've actually started stitching a lot more the past few months because I'm playing this game on Facebook called Floss in Space. It's really cool. Started by Iwana. She is a stitcher that's over in Greece. And I don't know, we kind of like, you don't win any money. It's not really a competition. It's just to really kind of encourage you to stitch and have some fun along the way. So yeah, we are quite enjoying ourselves. So my next one, so if you just do a search for Floss in Space on Facebook, you'll be able to find it. So this next one is a stocking from Heaven and Earth Designs. The artist is Donna Gelsinger. Gelsinger, I think is how you say it. That's what it looks like. And I have been seeing a lot of people on Facebook do stockings, and because they think that, so word to the wise, if you're doing a stocking, the center of the pattern is not here. It is going to be over here. Because when the thing is looking at the center of the pattern, it is counting this right here. So you cannot think that the center of the pattern is the center of the leg of the stocking. You have to take into account the foot of the stocking as well. So my center was like right there. Keep that in mind. But I was so paranoid about not starting in the right spot because I've seen so many people mess that up. So I did a center start on this one, and that's where I'm at. The only thing I've got to figure out is how I want to add a name onto this thing. I'll probably ask my mom. She's pretty handy. I need to figure out how to add names onto this because I have another stocking that I want to do for my kids. So there's that one. This next one, I was doing Whip Go and then I kind of fell out of it. This was one of my Whip Go projects, was to stitch on this for 5 days. It's a really old design from Janlin. Good night, bears. So I was supposed to stitch on it for 5 days. I don't even know if I made it the 5 days. I don't know, I kind of stopped because I started working on other projects I would have rather worked on. But that's where I'm at on that. Plus, I don't know, it's one of those things, I gotta find the pattern. I think it's on my coffee table. I think it's one of those things where this pattern's on paper, as some of these other ones are. And after getting Pattern Keeper, I'm really despising using paper patterns. I really am. So this one here is another Heaven and Earth design. I'm doing pretty good, 40 minutes, and I'm almost through all my whips. That's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. This one is Mini Sunset Lighthouse. So this is a miniaturized version of Sunset Lighthouse by Dominic Davison. Again, it's from Heaven and Earth Designs. And I mean, it's like only 325 by 232. I do know the count of fabric I'm stitching this on. This is 14 count Aida because I had it. So I have lots of extra fabric on this because it was a piece I had already owned, but that's where I'm at on that. So of course, if I was stitching this on a smaller count fabric, it would be way smaller, but that's where I'm at on that one. And if you've seen any of my other previous Flosstube videos, I always say, oh, I think what I'm going to do for my plan, and I always come up with these plans, and I never follow through with them. So I'll still come up with plans. I just don't know if I'm going to follow through with them. So just take what I say with a grain of salt. This one, my mom actually gave to me. I bought this, again, when my options were very limited. So I bought a baby blanket. And this was, when I bought it, I didn't even like kids at the time. Copyright 1994. I would usually buy this stuff as soon as I saw it. It's a stamped blanket. I hate stamped stuff. I can't stand it. But again, my options were limited. So I've gotten that done. Some of that, I have to outline the cloud like I did with the other one. I never understood how to do the stamps. Like, do I make the X's meet? Do I leave space in between? I never knew. I always hated doing stamped kits. So there's that. She found this when she was packing some stuff up or unpacking or reorganizing or something. And she found it in her stuff and gave it back to me like a month ago. She was like, hey, guess what I found? Gave it to me. And I'm like, what in the world? So I feel like there was a baby that I was going to make this for in particular. Not that they need it now, because if anything, they're probably teenagers. So, and I'm not having any more kids. Hey, the rate I'm going, maybe this could be for my grandbaby. My kids are 9 and 11. Oh, Lord. Okay. The last actual whip, I think. Yeah. Okay. The last actual whip I have to show is from Heaven and Earth Designs. This is California Dreaming by Jeff Haney. This is what it's going to look like. I love colors. The more colors, the better. This is Max Color, I think. Yeah, California Dreaming Max Colors. Finished design size 700 by 501. It's like 240 colors. I am 7.22% done. Started in the top left corner. This is stitched on 25 count, easy count Lugana. It's like my new favorite fabric to stitch on because I hate the actual process of gridding, but I love the concept of it because it really helps if I want to skip over and do like one lone stitch that's like 40 stitches away. I just have to count 4 blocks over. So that's where I'm at on that. Got my little parrot up in the corner. Got my little swim trunks down here with the butt imprint on it, like you can see. And working on the little bikini bottom there as well. So that's where I'm at on that one. I was actually stitching on this one earlier today. Put that one aside. Okay, so the projects that I would like to start working on. This is a 1/4 yard. So my other stocking I want to do is The Falling Snow by Alan. I don't know how to say his last name. Gianna. This was from Heaven and Earth Designs. So this will be my other stocking. I have the fabric for that. I just have to start it. Another one that I have, another one that I want to start is another one from Design Works. Let me just pull the actual thing out. It's another ABC sampler thing. This one is Christmas of some sort, Christmas ABC. So I have this kit, and I would like to start stitching that one as well. I think the reason why I haven't started this one is because the the squares are stitched with this, like this metallic gold stuff, and I've seen it referred to as the devil's ass hair. I don't know if it's the same stuff that is being referred to, but it kind of makes me a little nervous because all those squares are that gold metallic. I'm hoping that maybe it'll be a little bit easier. Maybe it won't fray as much. I don't know. So there's that. Another one that I have a kit for that I want to start on is this little Dimensions mini kit called Believe. I have not started that one. I opened it thinking I was going to start it, and then I did not. This other one is from, this other one I think is a little artiste kit and it's designed by Cooler Designs, a little teacup. I have not started that. Bought it a long time ago. Have not started it. I kind of want to do it just to like get it done and get it out of my way. Another one, this was when I was buying that little village thing from Stony Creek. This was another one of those patterns that I bought. This is, also from Stony Creek, Let It Snowman. And this is the fabric I'm going to stitch it on. It's a 28 count Lugana Crystal Hermosa. Color is Crystal Hermosa. And it's glittery. I don't know if you, oh, there you go. You can see it now. So that's going to look really cool when I'm done with it. And another kit that I bought, I've not actually opened this one yet, so I'm just going to leave it as is. Home for the Holidays from Dimensions. Really like that one too. This one I have opened. I have not started it. I really like, I have this addiction with these ABC kits. This is, it's Baby ABC. The designer of all these is Krista Hamrick. I really like her stuff. Baby ABC. Isn't that cute? Super cute. And then the last one that I'm going to show you, I bought this, I want to say, this was over the summer. And I want to say this is from a Russian designer. I'm not going to comment on everything that's going on in the Ukraine and Russia. It really sucks. But this was before all that happened. This one was really, really cool. And I liked it a lot. So I bought it and I got it. And I have not started it yet. So that's everything. Wow, that was actually way faster than I thought it was going to be. I think mainly because I didn't run my mouth for 15 minutes before I started, and I also kind of rushed through a lot of those things. Couple other things I can show you are the ones that I would like to start. Actually, I think the only pattern that I have on Pattern Keeper that I have not started because I need fabric is from Randall Spangler called Trick or Treat. So I need to get fabric for that. I do have some others on in my little iBooks library. There's a few like gnome things that I want to do that I have not gotten the fabric for. A lot of this stuff I just need the fabric for. My plans, I say that laughingly, will be to maybe start trying to do a rotation every 3 days. And maybe what I can do is like every 3 days. I don't know. I feel like if I do a once a week rotation, I'm never going to see some of this stuff, or I'll only work on it once a year, and I don't like that. So I kind of think maybe what I'll do is like do a 3 day and then a 4 day and then a 3 day and then a 4 day, and maybe kind of go through my stuff that way. Because I really do need to finish some of this stuff, and I really want to start new stuff. And I know it's a little ridiculous if I keep doing new stuff and never finishing old stuff. So as much as I joke about like just being a serial starter and to stitch all the things, I think I would like to finish some things. But I know a lot of these projects are humongous, so yeah, I gotta come up with a system. I think maybe my 3 day rotations will be like the smaller projects, and the 4 day rotations will be the larger projects. And then that way I can like alternate a small one with the big one, and then maybe as I get closer to finishing, I can try to have the small one be a focus piece, or whatever one I'm getting close to finishing be a focus piece, and do like 4 days of that, and then 3 days of a rotation, and then 4 days of that, and 3 days of a rotation. I don't know. I say that, and then I might just go back to doing what I've been doing and just stitching on something until I'm sick of it, and then move on to something else or start another project. I don't know. We'll see. Anywho, I'm going to try to start, I think I said this in my last video and I never did, but I'm going to try to start posting like maybe 1 to 2 times a month. I feel like if I post every 2 weeks, it's going to not really give me a lot to show, but it would give me a chance to kind of go over a little bit more about some of the projects I'm working on, or if I can get it set up in a way that I can do this, I might even try to do some tutorials of some sort. I don't know. I've been stitching for like 30 years. So anywho, I think that's all. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comment section below. If you like what you see, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give me a thumbs up, and turn the bell on for notifications for when I post another video. And I hope that you enjoyed the video and spending time with me. And yeah, that's about it. So happy stitching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.